Pregame.com.
And welcome back, Pregame.tv. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin. Final video, 4 of 4. This will be the Monday night game. Be Philadelphia at home. They are minus 6.5 points against Carolina. Total of 48, and the Panthers struggling to score offensively. On the other hand, Philadelphia loses starting quarterback Nick Foles, but Chip Kelly, he's got a host of Pac-12 quarterbacks on the roster. Mark Sanchez stepping in just in case. Got the other SC quarterback just in case sitting behind
Matt Barkley.
Yes, Matt Barkley. And for an SC fan, boy, it's crazy to see an Oregon coach grabbing Arizona and SC guys there. But Kelly knows these guys from his coaching days there up in Eugene. And Sanchez did a nice job in a relief role.
He did. He played well. Now, it's a whole different situation here because now he's a starter. And it's a big game. It's on Monday night. And we'll see how he responds to the pressure. I don't know. I'm not going to pass judgment on Sanchez. Maybe getting out of New York City, where the glare is. Look, Philadelphia's a tough town. Boston is a tough town. There's a bunch of them. New York's the toughest. Okay, and I say that as a New Englander. So I'm not even sticking up for my own guys. And he's playing for a different kind of coach. So maybe this is going to bring the best out of Sanchez, but. The flip side is maybe he just isn't very good, which is what the judgment was in New York. So I don't know. I mean, I can't. There's a lot of things that I can size up, but actual potential as a football player, I would not say that I'm an expert in that category. That's why I have to rely on other guys to. I don't like hearing what they have to say. The Mel Kipers of the world, stuff like that. I think that stuff's pretty interesting to see when they're right, when they're wrong. And I like hearing the pro scouts when you might be anonymous quotes, but you'll get rundowns on players and stuff like that. I can't do that stuff. I can't evaluate an individual player at his position, even quarterback, and most of you can't either. You might think you can, but you can't. You can guess, and that's what it is with Sanchez right now. It's a guess that he could be a better quarterback now that he's away from the Jets, or he might just be butt fumble. I mean, there is that possibility.
Right.
I don't know. He'll get a good test here. Carolina's got a good defense. They weren't great last week against the Saints, but it's still a good defensive unit. And the flip side of it is Sanchez is in an offense where if he's on, he can really flourish. So, it's a wait and see for me, and I really don't know what to do with it. If I again, I'll just guess. I'm not so sure he's going to do real well.
Carolina, of course, Cam Newton loses Steve Smith, loses Brandon LaFell. Not a lot of offensive weapons. Bringing Benjamin, the young kid's got potential.
That kid's good.
No doubt about it. Olsen's his usual steady self. Running game, Williams, Stewart were banged up. Stewart's back now. Williams coming back.
Where's the points?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you got to put points on the board. And it looks like they ought to be better than they are offensively, but they're not. So, and at some point, you have to believe what the numbers say rather than what you think they could be. Do I think they could be better? Cam Newton's good. Look, he hasn't perfected his craft yet, but the guy's got a world of talent. It's not like he's surrounded by stiffs. The offensive line, it's not the worst on the planet. They ought to be putting more points up than they are, but they're not. And I don't know what the reason is, but they're just not. And Philadelphia can play some defense.
I agree. All right, it's going to be my free play. It is, of course, a total of 48, and I'm going to take a look at that total. I'm going to go ahead. Let's make it official. And like Dave said, I'm pleased the way, if I'm a Philly fan, the way Mark Sanchez looked in the relief role of Nick Foles. But as far as the offense, this game, I think a little bit more conservative. Even though it's Chip Kelly, I know Kelly likes to get up and down the field, but I think Mark Sanchez, main thing for him is to take care of the football, not turn the ball over. Defense is okay. You've got some weapons. Macklin's playing out of his mind right now. He's been very solid. And you've got some other players like Cooper, Ertz, Matthews that can contribute. But McCoy needs to get the football. There's no doubt there. And Sproles also should be back for this one. So I think that Philadelphia, although they're known for scoring under Chip Kelly, they're going to look to be a little bit more conservative, bringing Sanchez in as the starter. Remember, the game's in Philadelphia, too. They can ill afford to lose this one in front of the home fans. They've had trouble playing in front of the home fans, more so than being on the road. I just don't think they're as relaxed there in front of a very hostile crowd. Meanwhile, Carolina, Dave hit it on the head. Where are the points coming from? To me, sometimes Cam Newton, I know he's got a world of talent. He looks like he just doesn't care. There's times I watch him out there, even in front of his home crowd, that I go like, dude, get it together. Let's do something. Let's at least throw the ball for 10 yards when you need 10. Don't throw a 3-yard pass. It just irritates me how many times we see that at this level of football when it's 3rd and 10 and we see a 3-yard pass, and it's not like it's Jerry Rice going over the middle on a slant thing. I mean, that's different. We've got to go into, some slow guy that's going to get 4 or 5 yards. And we see it time and time again. Now, Philadelphia does get healthier on the offensive line, but they lost to Miko Ryans. That was a key blow on the defense. I can see Kuechly, Davis, Kason, these guys getting together, slowing down Philadelphia a little bit. But again, I think Philly wins the game. Don't know if I want to lay the points, but I'm going to take the game under the total of 48. I just have a feeling it'll be a little bit more conservative of a Chip Kelly game plan for Sanchez in his opening game as a starter. And like Dave said, Carolina just don't know where those points are coming from. So under 48, I'll take a shot at the under.
No, and the fact is Carolina was in kind of a must-win game last week, and they didn't win. That was a big game for them against the Saints, who aren't supposed to be very good on the road. That's where you're supposed to be able to beat them.
Right.
They didn't do it, and in fact, they didn't come close to doing it. So you got to wonder where the Carolina mindset is right now.
Exactly, and that's the thing. When Carolina fell behind a couple scores, you never felt like they had the potential to come back.
I know.
Exactly. All right, that's going to do it for us as far as videos. Want to thank you, the listeners, and don't forget to watch us again next week. We always do these videos in the afternoons and on Wednesdays, and so sometimes things change, but you'll know that we put these games up there on Wednesdays, so if anything catastrophic happens between the time our games go off and then, you'll know that, again, they were taped on Wednesday afternoon. Thanks to Mark, who's put everything together, and thanks to RJ and the crew, who have now upped Dave's salary a little bit after these great videos, especially the college ones that have been kicking ass.
I like it.
It's going to do it for us as far as pregame.tv. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin. We'll be back next week. Have an awesome weekend. Talk to you soon. Pregame.tv. Oh, man.